And I will ask Diane to do the roll call.
Trustee Bluebird,
Present.
trustee Hess,
Present.
trustee Hummel,
Present.
trustee O'Connor,
Here.
trustee Radke,
Here.
and trustee Zerflu.
Present.
All right, and we will stand to do a pledge of allegiance with a moment of silence after this. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to number 4, motion to approve the consent agenda, A, meeting minutes of March 11th, 2026 board meeting, and B, monthly bills and previous month's journal entries.
Motion.
Motion by Radke, second by Hess. Anything need to be discussed, pulled out in either of those 2 items? Hearing nothing, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That one carries. Okay, public comment. We have, John does not want to speak, and then Larry, you do want to speak, so go ahead, you have 3 minutes.
I usually script this, and this one's gonna be wing it, so. I just wanted to address a couple things that I heard at last meeting. Concerning the issue that my neighbors and I have been talking about tax services. I think I heard during the meeting that the state sets the mill rate and that whole process. So there's little that can be changed. I think we all understand how the mill rate works, how that works. If we've led the impression or made the impression that we expect to be taxed at a different rate as the rest of the village, I don't know where that happened, but that's not what anyone's saying. Right? This is a tax to service ratio issue. What are we getting for the taxes that we're paying is the primary driver. Or we understand how the taxing thing works. I think I heard that the budget process has been going well. I hope you all had the chance to read the email I had sent out and heard what my neighbors and I talked about, excuse me, last month. There's significant, I believe there's significant opportunity for improving that process. And I hope we take that opportunity going forward. A couple other things I heard. One is, particularly with the budget process, is this is the way we've always done it. You know, I work in the agricultural world, and there is an expression in agriculture that says the most destructive force on the farm is not weather, it's not disease. It's saying the words, we've always done it that way. So I think we should take that into account here too. There's always a better way to do things. I really appreciated Trustee O'Connor asking the question he did at the end of the meeting. What are we asking for? I had the opportunity, and thank you, President Manson, for taking time with me on Monday or Tuesday to kind of talk through things. I walked into this process assuming we as residents would come and say, we've got a concern. We're disappointed with how things are going. And the village would take that up as a conversation and go on with it. And that's not how it works as I've come to learn. So by the time of this next meeting, hopefully by the time of the next FHR meeting, you'll have that. Neighbors and I are talking about it. We'll bring in some form or fashion, this is what we'd like to see. And it's my hope that we're feeling a bit ignored right now because there hasn't been a lot of conversation in response to me speaking and my neighbor speaking, but that you'll take that and have a good debate. I understand that not everyone agrees and what we want may not come out in full, but can we at least have a conversation about it? And that's the frustrating part is I don't feel like we're talking. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
2 minutes and 57 seconds. Good working. Okay, is there anybody online?
We have a Michael online. If you'd like to speak, if you're asking.
Michael, the Michael that's online, did you want to speak at all?
He's muted.
You are
Muted.
muted in case you didn't know that. Okay, I will go with a no for now. Okay. President's report, two different things. We have our reorganizational meeting next week, Wednesday, and that's just to get the new committees, assignments and stuff like that. So if you have anything that you want to talk to me about before then, do that soon, just so I can try to get all that out to everybody ahead of time so they can protest or agree to where they are, whichever, just so that we can again have those conversations. And then just a reminder that the Wake Boat Town Hall is May 2nd. And that's gonna be over at the high school. There is gonna be something going out here by the end of the week. We just wanted to make sure through legal that we have the appropriate verbiage on there, that there's gonna be essentially a quorum, but we're not doing any village work. It's more just a listening session. So we just wanted to make sure that we had the correct verbiage on that before sending it out to the public. I think that's all I have. Do I have anything else?
Yep.
Okay. Anything else I might have missed? 7, commission and committee reports. Airport Commission, trustee Zerflu.
Thank you, Madam President. I really at a loss for words because our airport manager still hasn't gotten us the things we talked about at our last meeting. The only two that have really, I guess, should be brought up is the tree felling is started over along 3rd Street over there. And we are now getting another person in to look at the runway end lights. And we think there's a little hole in place all of it, we hope. And soon our fuel sales will be going up because Sand Valley will be off and running soon and the jets will be coming in. Now, if you hear jets, it's just Donnie's boys flying around between here, Camp Douglas. Otherwise, you'll see the bigger jets come in with a lot of.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna use that. That's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none. Nepco Lake District Report, Mr. Moser. We didn't meet last month.
We did not meet last month. However, as I mentioned, at the meeting before, the reason why we didn't meet was forecasted bad weather. But what I had said the previous meeting was that there's a lot of work to do in between meetings, so I'd at least like to get you up to date on that. We believe we found somebody that is qualified to be a supervisor of our harvesting team, which was a major concern. Without that, we were without the ability to cut any plants this year. That's a big plus. Our strategic planning is complete. We intend to get out to everybody, including the municipalities, what the result of that is, including we have a former chief financial officer helping us with our funding strategy going forward. And I think those are a big significant piece of the process as well. So those are the two major things. And our next meeting is next Monday.
Thank you. Any questions for Nepco Lake? Nope. Police and Fire Commission, Chairman Stewart sent an email saying there really wasn't an update. They didn't so I'm trying to pull it up. Because they didn't meet since February. There are 2 fire applicants currently proceeding through the hiring process. No issues or concerns from the Police and Fire Commission. Next meeting is April 13th at 5:15. So that is that. If you have questions, give Mr. Stewart a call. No Plan Commission, so we will go to Public Works Committee. Trustee Zerflu.
I'm trying to find the one that I did. It was I guess the new words to my caddy place, the generic meeting, and Ben filled us in on the different items that we had coming. The main one in summer help, I'm not even gonna get into that. Ben can fill you in with that when I'm done talking. And item number 9 on the agenda minutes there, the summer project schedule. I'd like him also to expound on that a little bit. interesting thing in there was the CWBDG grant. And, I don't know, Ben, I think that's pretty much all there was.
Yep.
So you wanna fill in on that? I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, so when it comes to, and we do have some motions through FHR, so I won't get too much in the grant information, summer help and projects, but then we kind of the general projects. We're getting the bids right now for chip sealing, blacktop pavement, crack filling. So basically next month I'll have a full outline of all the summer projects that we'll be doing to get all the budget numbers. Obviously, as we're all dealing with that. In our homes, life's oil is a key component to all the asphalting and patching, so those numbers have been fluctuating a little bit, so I want to make sure that I have good hard numbers that I'll bring to Public Works Committee next month with the projects. Other than that, I just want to give some of the big conversation at the Public Works meeting was a big snowfall. We had the Sunday before. Kudos to the crew and everybody in the office for helping with that. The guys and everybody in the office really helped in, and like I said, we limited our overtime down to 8 to 10 hours. Did a lot of stuff during the day, so everybody pitched in for that. And then obviously last week's ice storm on Thursday was no different. Guys stayed over late to get things going on Friday or Thursday, and then Friday morning we had a little bit of work to do. And the office has been helping us trying to get everything lined up with everybody out in the field working, water department, wastewater, and myself. I've been out there picking up brush doing what we can. So thanks for everybody for picking up the loose ends that we've been doing. And we're just gonna keep picking the brush up. And it'll be about a 3-week project when we're all done. So people notice that. We're just trying to pick up the bigger piles first, and then we're gonna come back and get the littler stuff. Thanks, Chairman Zerkle.
Any questions for Public Works?
One more thing, item number 10 under old business, you quoted me about my discussion about old business, new business, and correspondence received. It's pretty well explained in the new business, this agenda. But basically what that is, it doesn't have to be some late breaking news, although it can be. It could be an old thing that maybe has changed its color a little bit, and one trustee wants to bring it back, for discussion under old business or something new under new business. You can fill all the trustees in, all the board members in as to what the program is and make your recommendation. I think they should go to Public Works Committee. And then the board can either say, yeah, let's send it there, or no, it's done. Case closed, no discussion. So, but it's not that we don't need them, it's that people get in and especially, no offense, guys, if you have some characters out there that really want to get into the nitty gritty on something, we have the habit of, starting to talk, well, let's just see what they know. You can't do that. So it's either got to go to a committee for discussion, or like you say, it's done.
Thank you for explaining that. I didn't know how to write that in the,
Well, whoever did, you wrote that in?
I chicken scratched it. Ben and Kim kind of decide, and Diane kind of decipher what I have written. So it's more than.
Okay.
Anything else? No. Okay. Okay. Thanks. Parks and Rec. Trustee Hummel. I know we can.
We did not meet.
Yeah.
Most of the new action items or follow-up items will happen in May. And so we decided, instead of having a 8-minute meeting, we are gonna have, we'll lay that till a May meeting, when we have design work and so forth for the playground equipment and so forth. So
Any questions for Parks? All right. The Public Safety Committee.
We met on March 25th, relatively standard meeting. We got, chief's reports from Chief Police. They went over the monthly report. Call volume is slightly higher than last year, but all calls have been fielded. Moved 4 people through, had 2 interviews, and current staffing now is up to 27, which is higher than it's been in a very, very long time. That is both fire and EMS. Some people do one, some people do both. But 27 is our total count right now. On the fire department, Chief Abbott mentioned that they are gonna be doing some ordinance violations. I don't know if that was with the DMI property or if that was Ben, do you remember, was that just general springtime ordinance violations for storage and parking and things of that nature, or was that DMI related?
So we had a combination of both. We did go around and do our initial spring cleanup around the village. So we had about 30 some letters that were sent out to residents with ordinance issues throughout their yards and different things like that.
Yeah.
And then the second one was part of the DMI. It was brought up at the last board meeting to look into the process of writing DMI ordinance tickets for public nuisance on the property. And that did go through PLP, and me and Brandon have had a conversation, and I'll be updating PLP at the next meeting this month.
Sounds good. And next meeting is TBD.
All right, any questions for public safety?
I don't have a question, but just a comment. Last year when we did the budget process, I asked all department heads what their goals were. Chief Leaf said he was hopeful to get to a certain number of new people and total staff. He said, and he's reached the maximum already. I'm very impressed by the ability with the people that he's getting, but also the fact that people are invested and interested in becoming part of the department. So hats off to him.
Thank you. Okay. PLP,
We met on March 25th at 5 o'clock. Main discussion was about DMI and ordinance violations. We're gonna continue that conversation at their next meeting. Whenever to be determined when that meeting is, based upon trying to get some action on DMI, movement to get that property, trying to get that property taken care of. Ben has talked to the village attorney. He's gonna bring that information back to the PLP committee on what course of action we can take. So more to come on that. We are in the process of reviewing ordinance number 7, traffic codes. And that was pretty much all the discussion. Next meeting is to be determined.
any questions for PLP?
Yes, we also, if you want to share, we also discussed possibility of getting media involved in the story, building the story behind that.
Go ahead if you want.
Well, we've done some ticketing before, and then for some reason that got dismissed, and I frankly think that maybe there are some ideas about increasing the amount of that. I think that's really good, but I really think it's time to create a story in a public fashion here for multiple reasons. One, that could be a pressure point for them. And second, it allows the public to know we're not just sitting on our seats and not doing anything other than finding people that we find before and they haven't done anything. So I think we're going to look into getting like an investigative reporter, sharing the story, talk to the legislators who we've contacted, talk to people on the PPL and president, and create a story that for local media, but also for finding out where the headquarters of DMI are. We don't know that, and making sure that that story gets picked up locally as well.
Thank you. Thank you for that update, trustee.
Can I add to that?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so I had read the email that Ben had sent and what the lawyer had said, and he said it is legal to put a lien on their properties
Mhm.
per citation. And so I'd written back an email, and I had been doing a little research of is it legal for us as a municipality to create a separate ordinance, let's say for commercial properties, and make the fines have more teeth that increase monthly. And it said, yes, that is a completely, under the state of Wisconsin, it's legal, and that we have a lot of leeway in doing so. And so my suggestion would be, if we're gonna put this public, we build that into the story, is we are passing an ordinance that is gonna chew a huge chunk of your money away unless you fix this. So when you go to sell, you're gonna have to pay us either way. Now, they're gonna litigate that, and maybe we only get a portion of it. But the thing is, as long as it's a fair amount, which isn't unreasonable, and I think as long as we keep it to a commercial type situation, which we can do, Doesn't have to be for, then that'll keep the, people won't be nervous about coming here and just getting hammered on that sort of ordinance from a residential or a farming type location. But if you come here as a business and you let your, I mean, if anybody let their property, their personal property, look like the corner of DMI, you'd just be getting hammered right now, right? And they don't have anything, and because they have a lot of money, they don't care. So what we need to do is get this lien going and make sure that they know when they sell that thing, they're gonna have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to our village. And we should put it out, the writing should be on the wall, they should know exactly what we're doing, and maybe that'll just get them moving to get rid of it and we'll move on. That would be ideal, right?
Mhm.
Here, thank you for the update on our next PLP meeting.
So buckle in for that one.
Rick, is there any plans on resurrecting the ad hoc committee? We haven't met in a few months and
Yes,
there probably hasn't been a whole lot of business, you know.
there has not been, and once we finalize who's on what committee, then we can look at doing that really through, getting through the election and then finally trying to get some movement. All of these are discussion points on trying to get movement out of DMI. And yes, it would be good to update the ad hoc committee and where we stand.
Thanks, Rick.
Trustee Zerflu.
Thank you, Madam President. The only thing I have to say at this point, I'm not pro or anti, you said, Rob, but as a matter of respect, anything that is decided here, reference DMI, we best let the county know, especially the treasurer.
Mhm.
Okay? Thanks.
Mhm.
You got her.
I'm
Okay.
not speaking as a county rep.
The plan of action is to go,
Might be.
he is, but it plans to go back through PLP. It will come back to the board with our proposals. And then we can notify those authorities that need to know. So thank you, trustee. Surflu, that's like,
So you got, okay, anything else from anybody for PLP? Alrighty, FHR, trustee Radke.
We met April 1st, April Fool's Day, at 4 o'clock, here at the Marshall Bueller Center. And there's two motions that I'd like to bring forward to the board. I guess I will make the motion first and see if we get a second to, and Ben maybe can, elaborate on some of the motions here, or I can give some of the information too. I'd like to make a motion for a resolution 2026-05 authorizing the TID number 2, borrowing from the Port Edwards Water Utility to complete the Second Street project.
Second.
Second by Zerflu.
Okay, Ben, do you want me to kind of go in it, or do you want to?
I can take it, if that's okay.
Sure.
So if everybody remembers, we go back a little bit, we have a TIF district, which the TIF district ends, in 2029. So in 2025, we had to have all expenditures in the project, bonded, signed, secured. So last September, we secured a project, which originally was gonna be a 3-year project, basically from Edwards to behind the shopping center here. The reason that was set for 3 years is because we have our increments coming in our TIF district every year. And that was kind of, we were gonna do a little bit each year, through the TIF district. When we started the project last year, the water line is from the 60s. It's ductile iron. As we were moving into it last year, it worried me this winter. Unfortunately, like I said, we had 2 water main breaks on the Second Street from Edwards all the way up to the bunker. So in the spring, I really wanted to figure out how we could find a way to get this done this year without borrowing money, and things like that. So in the auditors, we had a good conversation about using some funds we have. The water department basically has a savings, and that's for well, water tower, things like that nature would go out. So the biggest concern was making sure that our wells and things were in good shape. So we did a well project early this spring already to make sure our wells are in good shape for the next 2 or 3 years. And so I'm asking you guys to approve basically borrowing from the water utility for the next 2.5 years to finish this project up this year. Due to the severity of the pipe, I just don't want to see water main breaks. Next year, we end up charging the water utility for the breaks, so we're never gonna come ahead if that would happen. So I feel the funds are there, our wells are in good shape, our water tower is. I feel confident that we can get this project done. And we know the TIF money is gonna be able to be coming in every year to pay back the water utility.
So would
Go ahead.
you expect completion of the whole project through paving this year?
Yes,
Okay.
yep, if we okay this tonight, we're looking to get this completed by September.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? Okay. Hearing none, there's a motion to pass resolution 2605 authorizing the TID number 2 borrowing from the Port Edwards Water Utility to complete the Second Street project. Motion is made by Radke, second by Zerflu. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That one carries.
Okay, I'd like to make another motion, and before I make this motion, I just want to make it clear that this is not, this is part of the grant process that we've been in, and Ben might be able to explain if it gets a second. But I will make the motion to pass a resolution 2026-06, authorizing resolution to commit matching funds and certify the matching funds secured. I will make the motion.
Motion by Radke, is there a second? Second by Zerflu.
Do you want to clarify or do you want me?
Okay, and, so we've been talking a lot about CGB grant the last year, been bringing you guys a lot of information. MSA has been a big part of this. This is a grant that we're looking to, be sent in by the middle of May for basically starting here, at the shopping center entrance going to the north up to Levine, up to the in front of the high school. So this grant process, basically we need to do in the grant application is be able to come with our funds of the money. So on the $1.7 million project, our portion of the funds would be 538 at this time. And so we got everything approved from the local bank. That everything would be kosher if we could get it. This resolution, again, like Lon said, this isn't accepting the project. Well, once the grant's accepted, I would come back with another motion, and obviously there's other mechanisms out there that we're applying for safe, dirty, clean water, low, loan rates. So there's a good chance that we would have a different loan rate anyway than the one we'd okayed by Nacusa Port Edward State Bank once this would happen. So this is just approving so we can start the grant process. And they would let us know by June or July if this grant would, we'd receive it, and then we come back with another motion at that time.
Good questions.
Thank you, Madam President. This is very similar to the reconstruction of the terminal at Alexander Field. Same type of thing we're going through right now. Where ours is $1 million and some dollars, and if and it's all generally the Bureau of Aeronautics is come through with 800,000 and our net. This makes sense.
Anybody else? Questions, comments, concerns? Nope. Hearing none. Okay. There's the motion by Radke, second by Zerflu to pass resolution 2026-06, authorizing resolution to commit match funds and certification of match funds secured. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That one carries as well.
I guess we just had one other thing at the FHR. I kind of want to make the village board all aware. Administrator Martinson brought up that we had 3 applications for summer help this year. And last year we talked about it. We only had 2 last year, and so we went down to 2. But we do have the money budgeted for 3, and so he's going to stay within his budget. I don't believe that we need any motion because we already know that the money's there and it's budgeted, but I just didn't want everybody to be informed and transparent that, he will be looking at 3 summer help. And like he had said, that a lot of times, during the year that summer help don't put in all the hours, they end up going back to school early, or sometimes they don't make every single day, but these are either high school kids or younger kids. And with the parks having we're doing the playground equipment and cutting, it's gonna be a benefit for the village.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a reminder, the money might be there, but you still need a motion to be passed to use it.
I think we have a motion underneath the administrator's report.
Oh,
I know, I'm just.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
okay, I think
we
I didn't
did.
read that far. But just wanted everybody to be aware when he brings it up in the administrator report. Does anybody else have anything on for FHR?
Yes, thank you, Madam President, Mr. Chair. We also had a discussion and consensus on inserting opportunities for the public to express an interest in making suggestions on the budget. You want to share what you came up with? What's the consensus there? And my question is, how do we get that formalized?
Yeah, we did have that discussion. I'm sorry, I missed that too. There's a lot going on for me today. Sorry. But yes, we did have that discussion and we decided to have like a forum on our website and that people could put in I guess, a request or a concern and what they would like in the village or see as a possible change in monies allocated for different things come budget process. And we will, Mr. Martinson's working on that. We actually have it for the agenda for the next FHR, whoever chairs that or when the next meeting is set. But with that, we'll have a website page for the public and they can put in, this is what I would like to see. I would like to see maybe more playground equipment in North Park, and this is how it would benefit we're not looking for, a 20-page thing, but this is how it might benefit the kids on Upper 4th Street, merry-go-round, and we have a lot more younger families there, et cetera, et cetera. But that will be something that will be on our website. And again, anytime that anybody has any communication, you don't have to go to the website if you're not a big tech guy like me and don't go on a lot of websites. You can just call down to the village office. Administrator Martinson will also take your request and bring it to the proper committees for discussion.
So I thought we were going to do that at the same time that the budget process, starting with the department head. Is that correct?
Correct. That was going to be part of it.
Reviewing them during that process, but they can be submitted at any point, once the form goes up.
I suppose so. I think the idea was to stop the point solution kind of discussion about it and coalesce all the budgetary requests at one time so that it can be looked at, pros and cons, puts and takes. So that's great if somebody wants to do it, but I think they need to realize it's not going to be addressed or reviewed until the budget process.
Right, with the budget, with the heads of each department. Correct.
So that's an addition to our current process. Does that need to be added to the ordinance? Because it's very clear in chapter 3 what the budget process is right now, and it fits into that process, but it is an inclusion that is not stated at the time.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
So I think the meeting we come out as I'm working and looking at basically 3 different questions that we can have on this question and answer form. Like they spoke about, what's the purpose, why this, things like that. And once we get that done, we'll bring that to the committee with the time, if we're going to post this starting in July. I know our previous, one of our board members talked about maybe in July, we post this, start the budget. So basically this would come through, everything would come through my office. If it's a spreadsheet that's on our website, it would get directed to me, then I could put it into an Excel sheet and hand it out. If people want to send direct emails, it would come to me. That way we save everything for open records and have it all documented. But again, I think once we get the actual sheet developed with the questions, we can looking at changing the ordinance at that time.
Yeah.
And they always, no matter what you say they have to do, they can contact the trustee.
Yep.
They don't have to all go through that.
No,
no, they don't have to, but just for
I
tracking
understand.
purposes.
I
so.
understand.
Yeah.
Just say it. It was a
No.
little bit dictatorial there for a minute. I just want to clarify it.
Clarify.
Can't take the authority of us guys away
No,
that way.
But if I get something in regarding public safety or whatever committee I have to be chairing, it's gonna end up going to Ben, so he can collect it.
you don't even have to be a chair
That's a
either.
no-brainer.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, that's
So-
all he was trying to point out.
Yeah, it doesn't have to go through Ben. If it comes through another trustee, it's gonna end up.
Oh, it has to go through his office,
Right.
Usually.
but they can be coming to the trustee.
Correct.
Okay, well.
But
we'll work on
that's
the
something that
wording-
we're bringing to
Wording,
work.
and it's simply an addition to, chapter 3.04, sub area 2, and we can just
At
insert
least-
some of that language and take care of it then. And then it'll be good to go, but I think it'll be really great to have that wording and have the board approve that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep,
Okay,
sounds good.
anything else for FHR?
Anybody have anything else for FHR? No? Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Any unfinished business from previous meetings? Hearing none, any new business?
Yes.
Yep.
Madam President, I don't know if it's old or new, but,
Right in between.
could we share what's on the annual organizational meeting agenda? That would be really helpful to understand what that is.
So on the
What will be on the agenda?
agenda is, did you send that to me, Ben?
Yes,
Okay. I thought so.
and that will not be, that would actually, it's not next one, it's Wednesday after.
Oh, sorry, Wednesday after.
Yep.
Oh, that one's the Wakeful one, sorry.
That would be what date is that?
22nd.
Would you say
22nd?
the organizational meeting isn't next week?
Apparently I have a date
The
wrong.
next week after that,
That was probably.
Week after,
Week
2
after.
weeks after the election, because 2 weeks after the election is when they become
Okay.
the new members. And
This is the third Wednesday in April.
it's in six.
Chapter 2 is misleading because it says two different.
Two different things.
Hmm.
So we've
it's-
got to review
We just
that.
have to review that one. Okay, so, on the. So this was what was on last year, which would probably be the same thing. The newly elected officials have their oath of office, election of the vice president, brief intro to legal issues and procedures for elected officials by the village attorney. Motion to approve standing committee nominations as presented. Chairperson nominations by the village president, motion to approve the president's nominations to other boards, commissions, committees, and as presented.
Madam Chair.
Yes, sorry.
Madam President, chairman is your appointment. It is not a nomination. The board does not vote on those.
It doesn't look like we vote on it. I just put nominations instead
Yeah,
of,
there should be appointments.
you got her.
okay.
Is there anything else that I'm missing, Ben, that we were gonna?
I know it mentioned something about strategic planning or something in there.
Yeah, the ordinance,
Oh, yeah.
Ordinance.
the ordinance talks about a strategic planning session for all to include key civic leaders with topics to be determined by the board president and administrator.
I see that.
So what
So, I
I've
mean-
heard so far were operational agenda items, but I didn't hear any of the strategic items on there. And the question I have, are we gonna follow the ordinance or let that go?
Well, we've always done a different strategic planning meeting. We always did those on Saturday, so I guess we can add a couple of strategic things in there. That way we still follow the ordinance and not have to do an entire Saturday one. I don't think any of us want to do that again. I guess if you have ideas for that, let me know. Again, I don't think all of us want to be here all night,
Okay,
but.
thank
yep.
you.
Anything else?
Do we know the time of that, annual reorganizational? meeting?
Depending on which ordinance you read. Is it usually 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock is what's in.
We started a little bit earlier, just give us some more time to get through it all.
I might have to zoom in.
Zoom?
I might be out of town.
Oh, okay.
See you here.
And me.
You too.
Yeah.
Probably get to see the report.
All these new elected people.
We'll see, whatever. We'll wait till the agenda comes
That
out.
Side of the table.
You know, say, it's a problem side of the table.
Won't be here the 27th.
Okay.
Okay.
So let me know if you have any ideas for that. Anything else for new business? Anything?
Sorry.
Okay. Trustee Zerfel, do you have something?
I just told my buddy.
Oh, okay. Thanks for not including me. Report from village administrator.
I'm just talking to him about why we have the organizational meeting on the third Wednesday. And why it's a very short meeting because it's just appointments and nominations and stuff like that. Don't get into any big discussion about things we would at our regular board meeting. And I apologize if I said something that you wouldn't hear.
Got it.
Just point of clarification.
Yeah.
That isn't what the ordinance says about the annual organizational meeting.
Right.
What?
It talked about doing the strategic planning and so forth.
I wasn't talking, I was just talking about the basic,
Right.
how it's been.
The operational
I'll
part.
get,
of the
I'll
meeting.
get off the history of the village.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm looking for, we talked about the summer help during the FHR meeting. So actually during the administrative report, I would ask for you guys to make a motion to accept hiring 3 summer help employees.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Radke, second by O'Connor. Okay. I wasn't looking up.
I attached a sheet in your packet, basically, being that this year we'd have 1 returning employee on a 3 years, and everyone's will be a first year employees. That basically the budget difference between 2025 was 19,000 and 2,000, and then if we hired 3 this year, it would be 24,000. That's if the summer help worked all the hours that per week's Memorial Day to Labor Day, and again, it hasn't happened in the last 20 years that I've been here. So I do project that number to be in the mid-20s. So no issues with the budget. The 2 new employees, after you guys would approve this tonight, I would approve the next step of the hiring process, which is the drug and alcohol testing and their physical testing. So at that point, after that, I could release the name, but at this point, I'd like them to be able to get their exams before I release the names.
Any questions on that?
Yep, sorry.
Yep.
So I'm total support of hiring, but I have a question. If it's in the budget, why is it that we have to approve what's already in the budget?
Because it's 3 instead of 2.
Because it's 3 instead of 2? Wow, okay. Maybe we could change the ordinance in the future so we don't have to approve something that's already in the budget. That would be really,
I think it's a little risky. That's all I'll say.
what's that?
It's a little risky. Just because you put it in the budget doesn't mean you have to spend it. That's a,
Doesn't have to spend it, but if you trust people
It's nothing to do
who
with
who have the budget and then
the board will spend the money at the request of the different department.
so anybody that gets
I
hired,
don't know about that.
What?
I'm just saying how it's.
Okay.
If you wanna change it, bring it up and change it.
Okay. You're just asking a question.
okay,
Any other questions on that?
Yeah.
Hearing none, there's a motion to approve hiring 3 summer help for public works crew made by Radke, second by O'Connor. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
Opposed? That one carries. Anything else, Ben?
That's all I have. Thank you.
All right. Report from Clerk Treasurer.
Nothing.
That's big. Come on, Diane. Trustee comments. Anybody have anything? No? Oh,
congratulations to the newly appointed trustee members. Look forward to working with you all again.
Y'all ran a good, clean campaign. We appreciate it.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Kind of
Good
No
job, guys.
mudslinging, no nothing. It was
pretty nice this year. Yep.
Anything else from anybody?
Your turn next year.
Committee calendar, obviously we have that meeting coming up, but otherwise we will set those that night for the rest of the agendas. Not agendas, dates of the meetings. Without objection, I will adjourn the meeting at 7:44. That one.